Now, some of these wigs are gonna be wavier than others. And this is something that I've actually written a blog post about, and it's not just this wig, it's all of these sort of mass-produced, off-the-shelf, wavy wigs. You're going to find more variation in the consistency of the texture of wavy and curly wigs than basically any other kind of wig. Straight is straight. Straight hair always looks like straight hair. There's no variation. There's no room for interpretation. These are all styled by hand. They're cut by hand. They're styled by hand. But somebody in a factory is by hand waving this with steam and then cutting it. So because every single person who does it has a slightly different technique for doing it, I mean, they're not obviously all done by the same person. Because of that slight variation, just like no two hairstylists cut hair exactly the same way, no two people who are styling these wigs is going to do so in the exact same way. So the more texture you have in a wig, so like the curlier it is, the more intricate the wave pattern, the more precise the cut is, the more room you're going to have for these variations. Same thing with wigs with a lot of monofilament features. Monofilament features, you know, is a key selling point. They're hand done. Well, it's not the same person that's doing all of them for everybody. It's a different person every time, basically. So no two wigs you get are going to be exactly the same for that reason. And that's just synthetic hair. Add into the mix human hair at some point, like this is synthetic, so this doesn't count with this wig. But if you're talking about human hair, then you're adding even more variability into the mix, because each human hair wig like behaves a little bit differently, just like every single person's real bio hair behaves a little bit differently. Like a wig in most cases is going to have hair, like the cut ponytails of at least 4 individuals put into a single wig. So then you've got the variation of 4 different people in a single wig with human hair. So long story short, no two wigs are ever going to be alike. So please don't have that expectation when you go into buying these. What you want is for them to look similar. Like if you buy a stock traffic one day, you want it to look kind of similar to one you bought another day. And no, this is not a super curly wig at all. Like if you want something like that, you'll want something like the Sweet Talk by Gabor or Haley by Tony of Beverly. This is, or Kendall by Henry Margu, which is approximately this length, but way curlier. Like if you want more texture, go for those styles. This texture is intentionally extremely laid back. So if you get one that's curlier than this, that's the fluke, not this. This is basically how this looks. And you could kind of get that from the product pictures, except, you know, they style them a lot in those product pictures. So she's got hairspray in and a professional stylist on hand for the shoot, and they're just fluffing it up to within an inch of its life to make it look a little bit curlier than it actually is. Which, you know, I can kind of approximate by just messing up the hair in the right place. You know, so just keep that in mind. Like managing expectations is a big part of what we do here, because so many other wig stores, they're like, you can have it all. Everything is magical. This hair is gonna save your life. It's the best thing ever. And like, I don't ever subscribe to that message. I tell people it's hair, it's not a panacea. It's not gonna cure all your problems. And if you have self-esteem issues, it'll help, but it's not gonna cure them. You know, like all kinds of stuff like that, which maybe make me seem like, you know, a big negative Nancy, but at the same time, like, I just know that from my personal experience, the way I feel about it is like, if somebody puffs up my expectations and then fails to deliver, I feel like gutted. I feel so much worse than if they just would have said, you know, this has some limitations. Like, I would rather hear that message all day long, so that way when I'm choosing what I want, like, I kind of know what's coming my way.